Dive, half,
Yeah.
half man, half pig.
Half man, half bear, half pig.
Man be a pig. I didn't even like that show, really.
No, yeah.
Hey, I never really watched that growing up, but I remember that one quote from it, so get our full drafts through.
Trying to be as obnoxious as possible. Cream needs to be a little bit wary here. Damage comes on down. Cream knocked up, goes down. Easy wrap around. Gant TN to pick that one up. Hook. Decent damage there. Mark of Judgment comes on forward. That W slow can be really obnoxious if you land it. Tien, though, going to get a nice shove topside. Roams through mid, straight up top. Might well be able to get the kill on a 369. Bot side violence also occurring. Light going to have to cleanse and try and run away, and will do so. Now, Knavi's turned up top. Tien might be danger. Good path maker. Go strikes beginning to get stacked. 369 now in danger. Gets knocked up. Wind becomes lightning, and Silence just gone too far. Top Esports punished heavily in the early game. To have some ways to manage the HP stack is a bit more sustained, a bit more safety in the silence. I think that's fair enough. Dragon being started by Top Esports right now, down 600 gold, courtesy of the early fumbles in mid and top. Ah, he's out. There's the damage back. Gets the knocker. Ooh, they just get the kill. He's dead. 369 now walking at a few more people.
I do think this matchup is very much about the jungle matchup. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened in the last face-off between these two. I do seem to remember it was Tien and Knavi really going at each other on the whole. They're trying to remember when they last faced each other as well. I think it was Top Esports. Do have decent peeling ability to throw at them.
Good damage going on forward. Xiaohu, it's a big old chunk. We'll trade back-ish with the weirding, but can't get that much value there. Tien, now bot side, potentially looking to wrap around on 369. He's going to get dragged all out towards the Shinzao. Ult, flash, Wind becomes lightning. Conqueror stack, can't quite get the kill, but combo secured nonetheless, and that is a flash and an ult down on 369.
Yeah, ult for ult and a flash on top of it. Hung now going to the other side, though. Light does have ult. I don't really think you make it out of this one, though.
Oh, boy, and Jackie Love will begin to make sure he is an untargetable shadow. Get a few more of those quartos down as he transcends himself. Xiaohu turns on up, but there's some prayer beads still in Jackie Love's hands, and I think, unfortunately for him, the bunny rabbit will be eating the faith of that particular bot laner. Weirding comes on down. Cream still gets to run up. We'll have another multi.
Xiaohu still has flash, I think, if you look at the scoreboard on the right-hand side. Cream's going to walk over. He can get to the blast go. Xiaohu might just make it out with a magic trick.
Gets stunned nonetheless. Unfortunately, the Incinerate was available, and Cream will disintegrate.
I would have had to flash to the blast cone. Stopped himself in that auto-attack animation. Cream gets same with jungle. He gets that and Bessa. We were talking about this a little bit the other day. It's a good way to kind of balance out powerful ultimates.
Oh, I'm pulled out of his W.
Oh dear, Chris goes down. He's had a pretty poor time of things in Weibo on this split, and Top Esports, remember, they had him for the rest of this year. Hacks flash over the wall. Hung, he was the player that was on Weibo, and my dude, that is your X80 carry, and perhaps Hung is getting better of the divorce here.
Yeah, we're looking at two different married couples looking at each other, and right now Top Esports feeling fairly happy about their early game. But a Cull cashing in for light in about 3 waves. There is that. Cream looking for a bit of a stun. Xiaohu across the veil, weirding after, doesn't turn around. Knavi now in danger, but will turn down the Cyclone. In comes Chris trying to find an angle, he's respawned, but Jackie's waiting. Throws down that Arc of Ruin, looking for some more slows, some more autos. Chris heals to get Xiaohu out to safety.
This was a fight that Weibo chose, and Tien Chris will escape from that hook this time. The Top East was getting the better of these early skirmishes now. Weibo perhaps some good ganks earlier to get them some kills on the board, but now they're down 3 grubs. They haven't managed to stack dragons, and my worry is with the Kai'Sa falling behind and the Aurora not at a point of power yet either, Weibo's dive combo, which is critical to their team fighting success, might just be gone. Who again claim that to get their objectives. Stacks towards the feats of strength.
Violence being threatened. Hook onto the side of Tien, who will this time get the Crescent Guard. All out comes on forward. Decimating Smash charged up. Means that Knavi won't be threatened all that much. Jackie Love has transcended themselves. begin to unleash some of that power. Sorry, they're not. They just applied the Q, Spirit Cultivation, but against flash away. Now the ult is rolling, and the AoE is there. Jackie trying to get pulled back.
Get him!
Binding on Topo strikes part 3. And they'll pick up 2. Nice play from Weibo as Jackie oversteps his bounds.
That was really well played from Weibo at the back end of that. They ended up not quite catching the Unite to protect herself compared to a Xayah or a Kai'Sa or the like.
I fear I may have baited you slightly.
Yeah.
Because it was the Q active the first time around, and then they ulted and got caught out mid-ult.
Okay. Yeah, because I did see the Q flying, and I didn't know when it becomes lightning, tags them. Apologies on calling out when the ult was used, but then again, actually, I think that's even more telling. The fact that the Yunara can get caught out even with the ult being ran there is a big problem.
We agree. And I would also say the fact that the Q active and the R active are quite similar looking is going to mean I'm going to do that semi-often until I learn this champion a bit better, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, what I'll pay attention to is when does
It's
the
only victory. That's the only big time.
Toppy's was really trying to hold this choke point. This is the most important part of the river, and I feel like blue side has been doing way better at controlling these choke points around objectives whenever I've been watching it. That choke point there, and just on the kind of the mirrored other one between the Baron pit and the mid lane wall as well. Those choke points are the ones which really win you fights. Walking through them is really hellish. Again, we'll close and control this ward here. Control the control ward. This is why mid-prio is important. It means you can bypass those choke points and you control the enemy one. Now Weibo control the choke point. This is why mid lane prio is important.
Again, now spotted. Dragon is split one apiece. If Weibo get this Dragon, they get feats of strength. 369 looking for an ult angle down the river potentially. Unstoppable onslaught available. Hung, Cream. Also with their full arsenal of kits available. And Turbo Strikes part 3 wide. That means Breathe needs to be a bit wary because he doesn't have his CC anymore. Knocked up, not quite down. Light into the backside, but he's immediately exhausted. His Jaculum, Arc of Ruin, jumping onto the Kai'Sa. Tries to cleanse, no avail. Kanavi just about alive. Goes all out, does Breathe. But will it change all that much in the grand scheme of the fight? Because all the while, Crisp and Xiao, who are running for the hills, Cream with a lot of damage, will flash on forwards and disintegrate Cassante, who cannot go all out any longer without his ankles, or to be honest, a functioning body.
Weibo only sent one person to dive onto Jaculov. Light got the memo and everyone else backed off. Light still gets some good damage onto the Yunara, but this is not the combo which Weibo had picked for. Top Esports get a bit of an easy...
right now to top Esports from the current game state.
Yeah, that's on the statistical analysis, of course, but I really struggle to see that with these kind of teams. Tien pops that Crescent Guard.
Exhaust comes on down, pulled back, Tien goes down, nice pickup.
Just walking way too far. Tien going from starting the game successfully to falling off quite hard now. Kanavi jumping forwards again with a Cyclone and Exhaust to pin him back into the play from Hung as well. And Top Esports, on the whole, doing a very good job of controlling the Shinzao, making sure that they're not able to be a safe front line. Yes, Breathe got that bot lane outer turret, but now that mid lane inner is now being threatened, Breathe will teleport in to secure that. At least it'll be a 1-for-1 turret trade, but the mid lane outer is more impactful, and the Dragon will also likely be going to Top Esports.
Down goes that Dragon. Unlikely to be picked up by the side of Weibo. No contest coming. You can see, in fact, the things are all going towards his top side. Atakan is there. 369.
Dragon Atakan started. Top Esports should know this is happening.
They
There's
do.
a teleport coming from Cream. They'll teleport in now. The top lane is pushing. How quick is this going to go down? It's going to not be quick enough to avoid a smite fight.
Double TP from the solo lanes coming on in. It is the smite fight of one by Kanavi. Tien goes down, is disintegrated. Jaculov now looking for potential angle. Arc of Ruin over the wall as they have transcended themselves. Breathe goes all out. But Jackie, free powers, unleashes the prayer beads, and they will whack the heads of everyone on Weibo Gaming.
Triple kill to Jaculov as he finds the flank. Weibo make one too many mistakes, and then things start to spiral. The play in the mid lane going wrong. The play around the Dragon before that really starting things off, ending in an Atakan, which looked a little bit frustrated from Weibo. Just thought, well, we've got to do something. Now suddenly you're staring down at
There's no wall ride, right?
But let's be honest, Release Eri was unheard of levels of broken. I'm not going to compare Release quite to that. While she is strong, very few things are as strong as that.
There are also things you can do to punish her a bit more freely, agreed.
Yeah, the fact that this first pick Yunara is working out the way that it is very telling of how strong the champion is right now. I'm not gonna lie, I think Weibo have the tools to deal with it. I will say, I think a lot of this is on play rather than
protagonist. It's a bit due.
In the mid lane now, Weibo are behind a ton of gold, and suppose Yunara hasn't gotten any tank here. If you manage to full CC them, it's a world, but it's at that point you're kind of preying on very specific niches. Top Esports pushing up mid lane again, and we've really talked about why pushing mid lane. Really important, feels like, around current objective kind of choke points and the like. Xiao jumping forward.
The young mistress of the top esports set will survive that engage. Tries to transcend themselves, but I just don't know what they can do! I take it back! I take it all back! The untouchable Shadow gets Jackie out to safety as he just stands and delivers.
Xiaohu misses his ultimate onto the Yunara, and that damage would have made the difference. Jackie Love takes the mistake and runs Weibo through with it. A fantastic Yunara game on the defensive and the offensive from Jackie Love. They'll run down mid lane and take the inhibitor turret.
Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful things to witness. Yunara just surviving that one and outplays under the turret, murders them all, even Cassante at the very last. Not enough for a number of the squishy men.
Well, I mean, and he does have a 3k lead by herself, you know.
Yeah.
And that's one of the difficult things about this sort of game now is that, you know, afterwards, because everyone's so far ahead, if you have to hyper dive onto the Yunara, you will still die to the Wukong and the Annie. Is there a teleport coming in? Yeah, there is. Breathe looks for a flank. Jackie Love doesn't have summoners, but again, this is not coordinated enough. Weibo can't find the angle of the engage, and Breathe has to call off the play.
Towards the tier 3 we look. Cannon minions empowered by the Baron minion. Cream and Hun step forwards. Hook lands on Tien, who has to crescent guard early. Kanavi says, cool, I can just cyclone you anyway, and wins the fight. The backline, though, they try to go on in. Still not doing enough damage as Breathe is breathing a little bit too shallowly this time. Kanavi survives. Light tries to ult on him with the killer instinct, but the only thing his instincts are telling him is to flee. Flee into an early grave. Xiaohu survives, but that bunny rabbit is the one thing standing between top esports and a game 1 victory, and I don't think Aurora has enough to stop the onslaught.
Jackie Love plays his first game on the new champion and makes it. Jackie Love going to be helped out with that. Needs to be careful against the likes of Trundle Poppy. Trundle Poppy can be engaged technically if you get the pillar, and then Poppy gets to angle themselves to the wall stun. Quite hard to play through that. There's quite a hard combo to pull
Some
off.
healing from your Q. Gets the grasp. Does that change anything? That grasp proc could change things. A good Dark Procession could help. Where's the aggro going? Dark Procession comes in and catches Tien on the turret. Flash away, and Flash comes in the game right here. Has the Dark Seal, setting up a wave freeze. Xiaohu gonna get junked on here. Is there room for a Charm Flash? No, not quite in range. Does almost landed there, very close from Cream. Xiaohu will get out safely with the phase rush. You see the threat there. Tien and Chris push innovate a bit more. Cream doesn't have his ult just yet. Would like to hold on to his flash. If he pushes up here, Pillar might force flash. That could be a problem. Charm still available. Will flash the combo. Yeah, now. So that is available. Clear ult is 2. Tien and Rivet has that level 6 and will chomp away that first one. Do they fight for a second? I guess so. He doesn't have smite. Light over the wall. Oh, that's a flash wall stun. Chris gets something into the first plane. Kanavi goes down. He can't ult through that because he's already been CC'd. Cream pulls his ult through, but Tien, I think he's already done the damage. Hun getting damage down too. And Senna starts to carry the fight. Awesome engage from Early
Tien.
fight going well. All with the full build Poppy. Exactly. Full build Poppy. For those of you who are not privy to this Nymera meme, or a Nymeraism, at that point, he was the Gremlin jungler. He was, by the way, a great Trundle player too, speaking of that matter. He's not currently in the LPL though. He was on LNG, struggling. Damn, that's a lot of damage on 369. Haven't even needed to use the Trundle ult just yet. Potential dive coming through. Xiaohu's coming up. Can corral him into the wall with the Weaver's Wall, that ultimate. Choosing not to do so right now. Jackalib walking up. Flashback, flick back onto Kanavi. Not doing that much. The Wallstone is not comboed up with anything. They're still under turret. Tien flashes away. Jackalov pops the ult. No real fight coming through just yet. Weibo, I would have thought they had found the engage. Poppy ult will eject the Vi. Does that change anything? I don't know if it does. 369 flashes over the wall, and Weibo yet to find a clean engage. Kanavi can come back into the play. Remember, he has Q. He has flash. The flick back misses onto Jackalov, where the Wallstone is flashed away from. Jackalov, good hands. Kill to top esports. Ult under tower, and the tower will do the job. The center ult will not claim a kill onto 369. It will be a 2-for-1 in favor of top esports under the top tower, as Weibo can't find the clean engage. While all this is happening, Cream is pushing the bot lane tower, and top esports not only win on the top, will get himself a full turret, a ton of plates from bot side as well. I can't remember how many were on the turret, but Cream will get over 1,000 gold because the follow-up wasn't quite there. However, double Triforce completion in from Weibo. Very strong first items. The 2 kills from the Jax. Yeah, that'll hurt. He pops the ultimate. His pass will start to run. Kanavi doesn't have ult. Does not particular... Well, he does now anyway. Flashes over the wall. I think the Spectator goes a little bit weird there. Yeah, I think the Spectator might have... Yeah. Not gonna lie, folks. I think the client might have broken again, potentially. Oh, no, maybe not. Cream using his last charm. Ooh, nice charm there. I was like, surely Chovy just didn't do... What a day to be an LPL fan. It's peak LPL. What are you talking about? Ult towards top side from Talia, going through the lane, closing the distance. The flick back going to land, as sure as hell will do. And that will be another kill to the solo laners of Weibo, this time given to Xiaohu. And that will definitely be a dead tower. The 3 grubs and a Jax tend to make short work of that. Demolish too, why not? Overkill on this. After shoving towards that quick kill on the tower. As Weibo... taken. So Herald for Dragon trade across the map. Yes, you're so funny, you say in chat. Thank you. Thank you, of course. Good wave clear at this point in the game past level 9. Q maxed out. It does not spot people coming from over the wall here. That's potentially a wall stun from the Poppy Trundle. Ult's early. Now, is there a fight with the ult still running from Cream? Flash for the knockup. Cream doesn't have that many cooldowns left. Hung popping the ultimate gets that stun through. Tien, yeah, now that's the charm back off cooldown. And the ult from Poppy is far too late to be effective. Reset on the Ariel will give a double kill over the Cream, who will get some tasty, tasty Dark Seal stacks. 4 on the board, an extra 16 AP for the Ari. Weibo. Slow on the reactions. Perhaps it was a good initial pick onto Cream to get his ultimate, but the play after that, oh, very lackadaisical. Immune by Jaculov, who used that spell shield well. Not going to be able to protect the turret, though. Remember, 3 grubs and bloody hell, Trundle kills turrets quickly. The way that they used to balance Trundle in the past was just, if he was too strong, stop that chomp working on towers. If he was too weak, put it back on. 369, damage onto him with that quick trade from Breed. Sometimes you see that. Will he be able to teleport out? Nope. No, he will not. A Pillar of Filth will see to that, and 369 goes down for his 3rd death of the game. The Yorick falling behind Gwen, where he was very good early, very poor late. Jaculov, wait a second. Is going to be something through from here? No, not quite yet. Hung taking a lot of damage. Remember, he doesn't have ult just yet. Having to pop the heal. Hung, that might have been too far. The turret will go down. Top East will get where they come from. Kanavi going forwards, not going into anything, but where's the follow-up? The wall stun comes through. And Kanavi, yeah, that's the problem with Vi into a comp like this. Does make it out just about. Breathe comes in, though. Will take down Hung after his ultimate's gone through. Cream still has ultimate. Xiaohu chasing on Kanavi. I don't think he'll make it out of this. Top Esports a dive too far, as Weibo will claim not just structures across the map, they'll also be able to get themselves the winning. Dragon will go down quickly. Basically, I say Xiaohu, you don't get the resources. Breathe will get it instead, and that's why Xiaohu's down farm. Breathes up a little bit. Of course, right here is, hang on a second, the whole team's up quite a lot. Outcome's going down low. Breathe, can he get it in time? Can Tien get it in time? No, it's a free out of Khan. Cream's ultimate's blown. Weibo not in position. Kanavi's ult coming through. Redemption's in there as well. Senna ult's not bad. That's a good Poppy ult to save the top laner, and that'll disengage the play. Hung will use the Hex Gates for a speedy exit. Top Esports will not get the kill. That being said, they get the Atakan, and they're not unhappy with that. The Top Esports will take the dragon. Weibo instead want to trade, but and they do have 3 grubs. Typically, they're good at that. Teleport towards topside from the Yorick. That is not a wonderful teleport. Ari would be the better teleporter there because they have better wave clear. 369 might get dove here. I'm not sure I like this. Walking up, Counter-Strike. Not going to stun, but it does zone off the wave clear. 369 teleports in, gets caught by the shove back. The tower's died. Wallstone comes through as well. He's taking a long time to die, but the Ignite will finish it. Breathe does not get that much value out of the Counter-Strike. They're peeling back onto him. Will he be able to survive? Tries to jump away, but can't. Resets coming through. The Ricochet's coming through as well. The AoE is just unholy. Triple kill for Jaculov as his Sivir comes to play. Jaculov in this split is taking no from Jaculov was completed for that fight. And you see how much it changes it. The Ricochet is critting. And just take... Top Esports carries have just exploded into life. Chunk onto Breathe. More than Chunk. That's going to be full death, probably. Goes away. Has the flash. Trying to get towards the blast gun. I don't think it will save you, and indeed it won't. The ults from Cream and Kanavi committed, but Breathe blows the flash and dies, and the 1,000 gold lead on the Jax will not be able to be used by Weibo now. Top Esports on Soul Point have Baron. Dragon spawning in 3 minutes. It'll be after the Baron buff has ended, but you see the strategic advantage they have now in this game. Weibo, much like that last game, had the tools to play around the Vi dive, play around, you know, their point of power earlier in the game around that Poppy as well. They've not been executing well. Ult into the mid lane from Xiaohu, jumping towards Jaculov. And Jaculov just stands and fights. The flick back spell shielded, and Jaculov solos out the Xiaohu Talia. Flashing away is Weibo's backline. Tower will go down. Xiaohu, I suppose an admirable attempt, but all it will do is net you an early Grave Charm. Missing. Cream getting some damage from the ultimate down. Has a ton of AP on the Ahri right now, and the Bloodletters has gotten some value. Has one last dash forwards. Might go towards something. Maybe afraid of Crisp getting a wall stun onto a pillar. Flash forward from Hung, and the teleport. The flash will come through afterwards. A dead Trundle. Dark Procession will not lock anyone into that tower, but top Esports will roll forwards. Will they look to end the game now? 40 seconds on Tien. Charm misses. After the reset gave Cream an extra ult charge. Dash stopped in. The Poppy not been able to do much of that. Kanavi will go down, but the towers are going down. Top Esports focusing them. Breathe. Back alive. Gets a double stun, but there are no Nexus turrets left. They have to kill the enemy team. I don't think they'll be able to do so. A punt out is not enough to save the game.